Hello learners, so we are back with another video. So we are solving now physics question paper for AS level and we will try to solve it as soon as possible. What could not be a measurement of a physical quantity? If we look carefully, this we can measure, temperature we can measure. Let us look at the B part. It is 11 joules upon Newton meter. The Newton is force, meter is distance, F into D is the gain energy and joule is also for energy. Energy will be cancelled by energy. That means it has no unit. This one is the correct answer. No need to move further. Let us move on to second question now. Computer memory stick is labeled as this much. We have to find it in byte. We know that giga equals to 10 to the power 9. So 128 into 10 to the power 9. Standard form we will use. We will move the decimal point over here. It would be 1.28 into 10 to the power 9 plus 2. That will be equal to 10 to the power 11. Let us move on to the next question. Easy paper, right? Third question. A man has mass this much. Weighing scale he uses. Measure his mass 3 times. It is giving non-accurate reading. You can see clearly 75.2 and 80.2, 80.1 and 80.2. So it is not accurate. That means these two options could be the answer. Now let us talk about precision. What do you mean by precision? Precision means, for example, if we are weighing it consistently, it is giving a value of difference 0.1 kg, right? Precision depends upon consistency. So it is precise for 0.1 kg. So B is wrong and D is correct. You got this one also correct, learners. Let us move on to the next question. Which one about scalar and vector quantity is correct? Scalar has direction? No. Scalar has magnitude? Yes. Vector has direction and but not magnitude? No, it has both. And vector has magnitude but not direction? Nada. So this one is also wrong. Let us move on to the next question. How can acceleration of an object be determined? We all know acceleration is rate of change of velocity. Rate of change of velocity. So it would be V upon T. Yes or no? And what do we call this? Gradient. Gradient of velocity and time graph. Let us move on to sixth question. A sprinter takes 11 seconds to run 100-meter race. So let us draw the graph for this one. 11 seconds. Total seconds is 11. All right. She first accelerates uniformly from rest. So this is rest 0. This is our velocity. This is time. I'm drawing a graph over here. And now reaching a speed of 10 meter per second. So over here is 10 meter per second. She then runs at constant speed. Constant speed means no acceleration. That means the line would be like this one. And now till the last, the total time is 11 seconds, right? So this will be a graph. Now let the total distance of graph is 100, right? So we have to find the uniform acceleration. So acceleration was over here only. Acceleration will be equal to the gradient of this slope. Yes or no? We have to find this coordinates to find the gradient. We know the y-axis, that is 10 because top speed was 10, but we don't know the x coordinate. How can we find it? We can use the formula that area under the curve equals to distance. So we will solve it over here. See, area under the curve equals to distance. So what will be the area for this first shape? It would be half times base. Let this point be T1. So half times base into height. Height is 10. Now plus what will be the area for this one? If till here is T1 and total was 11, just remove T1 from 11. This will be 11 minus T1 and it is a rectangle. So area of the rectangle would be length times width, that is 10. So 11 minus T1 times 10 equals to 10. Not 10, 100 because 100 was the total distance, right? Now we can find the value of T1 by solving this algebra and we can get the value of T1 as 2 seconds. So this coordinate would be 2 and 10. Now we can find the gradient. This point is 0, 0. What is the gradient? y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. It would be 5. Let us check for the answer. 5 meter per second. You got this one also correct, learners. Let us move on to the next one. Single horizontal force F is applied to the block. Contact with a separate block Y. As shown, what statement is correct? Acceleration of x equals to force divided by mass of x. Okay, so expression of x we are talking about, but we are not talking about resultant force over here. So this is wrong. Force that x exert on y equals to f. So x is exerting force fx and y is also exerting same force, that is fy. These forces are equal and opposite. So they are saying that force that x exerts on y is equal to F, that this force equals to F. No, this is wrong. These both forces are equal. If these forces might be equal, if these forces would be equal, there would be no movement, right? Yes or no? Now the third option, force that x exerts on y is less than F. This seems correct to me because that the Fx equals to Fy. If this is 1, this is also 1, right? Both forces are equal. Now the force that x exerts on y, that is Fx, is less than F. Yes, it is less than F. That's why the object is in acceleration. That's why it accelerates. That's why it is accelerating. So C is the correct option. All right, learners, let us move on to the next part. A car of mass 750 kg has horizontal driving force. What is the resistive force? So we know that F net equals to ma. What is F net? F net is driving force, that is F1, minus F2, that is resistive force, equals to mass is given as 750 times 2 kilonewton, that is 2000 Newton. Simply we can put the value of F1. Wait, sorry, acceleration is not 2000 Newton. Wait. So the acceleration given is 2 meter per second square. Alright. Now value of F1 is 2000 because it is given 2 kilonewton, minus F2 equals to 750 times 2, that is 1500. So we will get the value of F2 as, the value of F2 is, shout it out with me, 0.50 kilonewton. Alright. Yes, you got the answer correct. Let us move on to the next question. You will get 500 Newton over here. You can just divide it by 1000. Don't get confused. Okay, to convert it into kilonewton. Now, an object falls freely from a rest in a vacuum. The vacuum, it would be constant, right? Uniform. The graph shows variation of time t of the velocity. All right. Which graph uses the same scales represent the object falling in air? Okay, it's falling in air, so it won't be like this. It won't be uniform. Now, this will also be wrong because acceleration decreases, and after in this graph the acceleration is increasing. So this is also wrong. We are left with B and C. If we look carefully at B, at first the acceleration is infinite. Is it possible? No, it's not possible. So the answer for this one is C. Very good. A rock of mass 2m traveling in deep space at velocity v explodes into two parts of equal masses, one of which is then stationary. So this mass explodes into two masses, both of mass m. This mass is also m. It goes there, it stays here. So what do we mean by conservation of momentum? So mv, momentum of this, because velocity of this is 0, m1 is 0, so its momentum will also be 0, plus m times v dash equals to 2mv. Yes or no? Now mv dash equals to 2mv, m get cancelled by this one, v dash equals to 2v. What will be the kinetic energy then? Mv square, right? So it would be half m v dash square, right? So m 2v square, 2v whole square, that will result in half m 4v square. 2 ones are 2, 2 to the 4, so it would be 2mv square. This one is the correct answer, learners. Let us move on to the next part. If you are enjoying this video, please don't forget to press the subscribe button and please share it with your friends as well. Alright, let us move on to the next one. A horizontal metal bar PQ of length 50 centimeter is hinged at this much. Two forces 16 Newton and R horizontal plane act on Q. Resultant moment. See, two moments are given over here. One is this one clockwise and one would be anti-clockwise. We need this component of this. So we have this perpendicular and hypotenuse. So we will use sine component, right? So it would be 16 sine 30. Yes or no? And all of us know the value of sine 30 is 1 by 2 or 0.5. So what will be the moment? Total moment will be clockwise minus anti-clockwise. So it would be 5 into, what is the distance in meters? 0.5 minus 16 sine 30 times 0.5. You will get your answer as 1.5 Newton meter. You will get the answer in negative. It's because I have subtracted otherwise. You can subtract anti-clockwise from clockwise as well. Let us move on to the next question. A cube, sides are given. A cube has non-uniform density. Okay. So, see, it has non-uniform density. Center of mass is not at the center. Okay. So, now they are saying that the ruler rests on the pivot and 550 centimeter mark, mass of this much is placed vertically above 30 centimeter mark and it is in equilibrium. If it is in equilibrium, let us determine the vertical axis at which the center of mass could be. So how can I do that? So I know that let the distance from center of mass be d. We do not know where center of mass is, let the distance be d. Alright. So, and this distance over here, see from 50 to 30, don't get confused over here, is 20. So 23.4, don't take weight, it is not necessary because it will otherwise be also cancelled, times 20 equals to d times 24.0. So the value of d from here is 19.5. If I move 19.5 from here, the answer is coming 69.5. So the center of mass would be on this line. Let me erase this one. Let me erase this one. So our center of mass would be at this line 69.5. So let us check. It is on horizontal line. No, it is on vertical line. You can see clearly. Horizontal line, no. Vertical line, 0.5 centimeter from WY, 0.5 centimeter from WY. So this one is the answer. Let us move on to the next question. Rigid sphere rest on seabed. Rest. It is resting. This is the top. Okay, it is rising now. Which one is correct? If we look carefully, the formula for upthrust is rho G, V, all three are constant. So upthrust on the sphere will also be constant. It will never decrease. It is not dependent. It is only dependent on these three and these three are constant. Sphere moves with constant acceleration. No. Upthrust will be there. Drag will be there. Constant velocity. No. So D is the correct answer. Unit for density, very simple. Density is mass upon volume. You can clearly see that this is the only option with volume and mass, and you got this one also correct, learners. Total energy input is already given to us. We see, listen, for efficiency we use useful upon input times it by 100. So this one is the correct answer. Let us move on to this one now. See, an accelerator 60-meter long lifts passenger through a vertical height this much. Now you know this formula for power. Power equals to force times velocity. Now look very carefully. So when there are no passenger, power is 2 kilowatt. Matlab, that means that 2000 watts. Okay. All right. How much power is required to drive the escalator when carrying 20 passenger? So what power is required for 20 passenger? It would be W, okay, sine theta, because they are moving like this, right? Okay, we don't know theta over there, but we can find the value of sine theta. Sine theta is perpendicular upon hypotenuse. So sine theta will be 30 upon 60. Okay. Yes or no? Yes or no? Repeat after me. Yes, very good. Now, W sine theta times velocity. So it would be 2000 plus what is weight of 60 passenger? It would be 20 passengers. Okay. So weight of mass of one passenger is given to us 60 kg. So 20 times 60 times 9.81. This one, my friend, is weight. Okay. Sine 30 we know. Sine 30 is 30 upon 60. That is 1 by 2. That is 1 by 2 times velocity. That is 0.75. Put it in your calculator and you will get the answer, my friend. The next one. Mass or the rock of mass 40 kg is released from dash from height this above the surface of the planet. Kinetic energy, and you know that change in potential energy equals to change in kinetic energy. So kinetic energy is being given to us, that is 32,000 joules, and Gp is mgh. Can I write instead of mg w? So it would be wh. Very good. So what is the value of w we have to find? So w will be equals to 32000 divided by this height. This height will go other side and become in division, and height is given 20. You can just find your answer, and the answer for this would be 1.6 kN, kilonewton. Yes or no? Very good, very good. See, 1600 newtons. You can just convert it by dividing it by 1000. It would be 1.6 kN. A metal wire is stretched. Which quantity does not change? Extension is already changing because it is stress. Strain is changing, stress is changing, but Young modulus doesn't change. All right, some of you might get confused that it is a ratio of stress by strain, but Young modulus remains the same. Very good. Let us move on to the next question now. Object is stretched until it reaches its elastic limit. Okay. So the maximum stress for which object obeys Hooke's law? Okay. No, this is limit of proportionality. This one is wrong. It is the maximum stress that can be applied to an object before it has elastic deformation. No, it is a maximum stress can be applied on an object before it has plastic deformation. Plastic means it will not come back to its original position. So C1 is correct. It is the maximum stress the object can withstand before it breaks. No, that is ultimate tensile stress before it breaks. So now let's move on to the last question for the day. Statement about progressive wave is correct. They are always transverse wave. No, they can be longitudinal as well. They can exist in solid but not in liquids. No, they can exist in all of the medium. Doesn't determine the progressive wave. They decrease in frequency as their speed increases. So V equals to F lambda, and frequency is determined always by the source. So this one is also wrong. They transfer energy away from their source. Yes, this one is correct, and you got all of them. Stay tuned for next video for the remaining question. Have a great day ahead, learners.